Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about creating a work-life balance using Google Calendar. When I plan my day, week or month, it really depends on that time period. So for example, what I usually do is plan on a weekly/daily basis. So in my head, I'll keep a brief mind of what needs to happen that week. And each night for the next day, I'll write in my notes app all the tasks I need to get done, and then just keeping in mind how much each is going to take me so I'm not overwhelming myself. I'll then in the morning put all of this into a Google Calendar or follow my notes app to-do list depending if the day is packed or not. On the other hand, if it is a particularly hectic period like it is right now, then I want to plan on a monthly basis because otherwise my brain will explode. So first what I'll do, I'll make a brainstorm list type thing on this notepad, and I'll just write all the things that I need to get done and that separate into different sections of my life. I've got my list, so let's now start putting it into Google Calendar. And just a reminder that if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So the first thing is making this look aesthetically pleasing, which is the most important, because if you've seen what Google Calendar actually looks like, it is absolutely horrendous. So I downloaded this Chrome extension, which is called Custom Calendar Background, and all you need to do is just go into Google, type in Custom Calendar Background extension, and it's usually the first link right there, and then this will say download for you. After you've downloaded that, it pops up over here. This icon will then appear, so if you click that and you go onto single image, and in Google then you can literally just type in like wallpaper and go image. So let's say this is the one I want to set. Go on open image in new tab, and then copy this URL, you put it over here, and then click save. And then voila, your calendar background changes. So the next thing is adding all the calendars. So the to-do lists I made get separated into these different calendars. So Annum Abbas I've just put because that's all like my personal things that I like doing. Anything I like focusing on, I'll create a separate calendar for that. So that is exercising. Others is just my commitment with other people. Pinterest, work, and YouTube is my work commitments, all separated. So the way you can create all these separate calendars is if you just press that plus button right there, which says add other calendars, and click create new calendar. And then you can basically just name it. So if you just say hello, for example, then create it and add it here. There you go. So each of these has a really nice pastel color, which I spent ages trying to figure out how to get because, again, original colors, not my theme. So to change the color of these calendars, you would then click these three dot icon thing. And if you don't like any of these colors, which I didn't, you click the plus button right there and just play around with this, try and find a color you like. And just a tip, this looks a little bit different once you put it onto the calendar. Like, it's just slightly different, but do when you pick the calendar, test it out. So what you can do is either spend ages trying to find the calendar colors that you like, or if you like the ones I've used, I'll leave the hex codes in the description down below. So what you literally will just do is go onto here and type the hex code in there, and then when you click save, that will be applied. Hopefully that makes your life a little bit easier. The last thing I want to do is actually change the start of the week to Monday. So I've already done that on my calendar, but I'll show you how to do that here. So if you just go into settings and then settings again, and where did it go? And start week on Monday. So typically its default setting is for Sunday. But if you change it to Monday, I think it just helps planning my week a lot better because that's how the work week, I guess, functions. And just to mention, I know I made my lists on paper, but you guys can just also do it here. So this is like Google Keep, and you can just make like whatever notes you need to over here. And also if you want to on the task list. So this is a little bit more comprehensive. You can add like a date, time, and you know. So first thing I'll do is add in all my work commitments because obviously that's something I have less control over. When I do this, I just factor in the traveling time with the working time because it's just easier for me. I know some people like to separate that, which might be useful for you if you've got reminders on your phone as well, then you can separate that, but I keep it the same. So the frequency tab is actually really helpful because If you go on doesn't repeat, you can literally just go on every weekday if that is how often you do that activity, or on custom, it just saves the tedious task of having to do it again and again. And then if you click here, click the appropriate calendar. So this is work for me. And then that goes on to save. And then if you want to be notified as well, you can add notification. There we go. So see how easy that is? By the way, I just want to say, I know I'm using Google Calendar, but the general principles of calendar blocking, time blocking still apply. So if you're using any other software, funny story, I actually used to use PowerPoint to calendar block. I literally created a template and used to use that every time. And I must say, it worked really well. Also, in my last video, when I spoke about organizing and decluttering your phone, I forgot to show my wallpaper. So if anyone wanted to see it, here it is. If you haven't seen that video, do check it out, because honestly an organized phone is so good for productivity, plus it looks pretty. And I also do want to say thank you to anyone who watched it, because hitting 200 views is crazy to me. Like, thank you so much. Anyway, I got off track and I'm so sorry, but now I'll basically add all the other work commitments which I have a little bit more control over. So this is YouTube and Pinterest related things. I actually came across the Mental Health Foundation, and they said that the pressure of balancing work with what makes you happy is a challenge when it comes to mental health. And I think that people often feel that having a work-life balance is having a 50-50 balance, but actually it's about making sure that you feel content with all the areas of your life, and whether that's meeting deadlines for work and also taking care of your physical and mental health. All right, now I'm going to be adding in all the things I like doing. Should I put my exercise first actually? Okay, I'll do them together. So I'm sort of habit stacking this activity. So now if you aren't familiar with habit stacking, it is basically a technique I learned from James Clear's Atomic Habits, which simply means implementing a new habit by stacking it with an existing one. By the way, if you haven't read this book, definitely do so, because I could probably talk about it forever. And if you want me to make a video about it and how it's helped me, then let me know in the comments. But anyway, my exercise will be habit stacked to work, because once I get home, I'm not leaving again. Okay, now that all the big chunks are in, now all the little tasks get added to the events. And to be honest, for me, this gets updated on a daily basis, or the night before or during the day. I don't like doing it from before, but I will just show you what I mean. So all you do is click create task, and then add title. So for example, if I am doing my editing or my filming, I need to take picture for thumbnail, and then click save, and then this gets added, so you can just drag that exactly where you want. So there you go, that's added as a task. And then set your date and time later on, so then it will just get automatically added to that section. So that's why that place is useful. Another thing I like to do is actually linking my Notion pages to my Google Calendar events. So whereas Google Calendar is amazing for outlining everything, Notion is where I'll make my more in-depth notes. So again, this will either be a page which will have the information as a gallery view or table view or whatever, depends on the type of thing. To be honest, this could be a whole different video of how I use Notion, but let me know if you do want to see that. So what you'll just do is click share and click copy link, and then once you've copied that link, go to the corresponding event and just paste it in the description, so next time you need to see something in depth, you've got it all linked in one area. Okay, so let's have a look at this now. As you can see, my mornings are really not that exciting. My evenings is when I like to get more things done. Like I said, I'm productive at night. And when I say night, I mean like 3 AM, but that's not practical. So I'm trying to shift that to evenings at least. Yeah, I've tried to distribute my activities and work as much as possible. So a good way to check actually your work-life balance is to turn the calendar off for a specific bit. So if I turn work, YouTube and Pinterest off, this is essentially the time that I've allocated as me time. And this is a good way to visually see if this is something you'd be happy with. Anyway, I like to use my calendar as a guide, but I will be flexible and spontaneous as much as possible. If you're someone who struggles to make time for themselves or lunch, dinner, breakfast, then actually block those activities in. Okay, that is all done from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. If so, give it a big thumbs up, leave it a comment down below of if you use Google Calendar or PowerPoint like I used to, and what a work-life balance means to you. If you guys have any tips, how hard or easy you find to maintain it, do subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos from me in the future. Until then, you can also check out the other videos I have because I release new videos every single week. So until then, I'll see you next time. Hopefully. Bye. By the way, does anyone get really freaked out when they see their calendar like this? Like each day has something that needs to be done. Like it makes me really excited, but at the same time I'm like,